the bushes there is an antelope species known as the bongo with that darker orange coat. The bongo gets the nickname Ghost of the Forest for the rarity of their sightings in the wild. Over on the right-hand side, in the top, almost right-hand corner of the hill over there, the okapi. The okapi, due to the striping found on its lower and back legs, is often thought to be related to the zebra. However, they're actually one of the closest living relatives to the giraffe, something best seen in their head shape. Many of the animals that are found here in the Little Missouri Forest, they do tend to be very small and very compact, especially when compared to those found out in other areas of the reserve, like the savanna, as they need to be able to run and break through a lot of the dense vegetation here without getting caught up on anything. Now, over here on the left-hand side, it's going to be a little bit harder to see, pressed up right against that back red clay wall at the top of the drop-off here, is a black rhino lying down right where the hill starts ramping back toward that back clay wall.
There's a rhino.
Now, the black rhino weighs 3,000 pounds. It can charge at 30 miles an hour. They are on the smaller side of the rhino family, though, which consists of 5 different species. Leaving the Little Missouri Forest, we're going to make our way down to the Safi River up ahead. Now, many animals that are found in the Safi River rely on it not only for their homes, but as their source of food. Because of this, it's important to keep riverways and waterways clean and clear to help protect the animals as well as the environments that rely on these rivers. And the first portion of the river, we're going to be passing by some pink-back pelicans and some hippos. The pink-back pelicans are going to come up first, mostly along the shorelines and islands of Bad. They get the name for a pinkish coloration they have during mating season, and they're colonial nesters. This means they'll nest in groups of up to about 500.
I see hippos. There's hippos at the very end.
Way down at the other end of the smaller river portion here on the right up on the shoreline, you may also be able to see some hippos. Now, hippos, they typically spend most of their day in the water to avoid overheating in direct sunlight. At night, during rainstorms, or even in heavily shaded areas, they'll come up onto shore in order to feed. On cooler days like this, they'll come up onto shore in order to sunbathe.
Oh, look at him sleeping.
I done seen
a
them.
slightly more reddish coloration, especially on the lighter parts of them as they're out in the sun. You can compare them to the ones still in the water there on the left-hand side. Now, this slightly darker reddish coloration actually comes from an oil they
Mama,
secrete
look.
onto their
There's
skin
some in the
that
water
helps
too.
protect them from the sun.
There's some in the
This
water.
oil is known as blood sweat.
They're sleeping in the water.
No, they're.
Now, hippos themselves are excellent swimmers. However, they actually prefer running along the very bottom of the riverbed in order to get around, and can reach speeds of 35 miles an hour while down there. There'll also be another hippo up on the second island here to the left,
Oh, look at the ducks.
almost directly under that bridge up above the truck there. There'll be even more, a few feet out toward that last waterfall along the back rock wall there. Heads poking up just a little ways above the water. Now, as well, coming up here on that left-hand side, in the second portion of the river, just behind the waterfalls, are some Nile crocodiles.
What?
The Nile crocodile averages in at about 16 feet in length. They can eat up to half their body weight, 250 pounds, in a single sitting.
Oh, did you see it?
Afterwards, they can go a few months if needed without eating anything at all.
When we go out, we'll see out the back. That'll be the first.
Now, from the looks of it, we may be here for just
Now I see that hippo.
We've likely got a little bit of backup from next few corners, we are going to be leaving the Safi River, making our way out toward the savannah. As we do, the vegetation here on either side of the truck will slowly start to change. Moving away from the more humid nature of the Safi River to the more arid and dry nature of the savannah.
Nothing. Just gotta wait a second.
Now, this shift in environment between the Safi River and the savannah can actually be best seen in the tree coming up here on the right-hand side, known as a baobab tree.
Oh,
It's also known as the upside-down tree,
Yeah.
for the fact that they go leafless like this up to 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Now, they do that mainly as their way of conserving their water
What
during
in
the
it?
drought season.
Nothing. But it-
And as we
they're
make our way
watering.
down into the savannah, you're going to want to keep your eyes up and around the vehicle, as animals can appear from just about anywhere out here. Many of them are going to be on the move out into the sunnier areas of the savannah as a way to warm up, as it is a bit on the colder side today. This does mean we'll get a little bit of a better chance of seeing most of them out here on the fields.
this is cool.
I see a giraffe down there. See you?
Don't be so loud, though, baby.
I already see a giraffe. I already see a giraffe. What are them called? I forgot. Waltusas. See Waltusas.
Gosh. Oh, look at those.
Them are Waltusas.
Now, here on the right-hand side, these are Ankole cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, for the tribe that
Dude,
originally
you are so
domesticated them.
smart.
Me and
They're
Papa
one of
wants
the
to
few
get some.
domesticated species out on the reserve.
Oh, so cute. Come to pedal.
No. Why?
They're kind of like our longhorns, huh?
No.
Yeah.
They're way dangerous.
Oh, are they?
No.
How do you want to get some?
The Ankole cattle, those horns of theirs on their head, they may look heavy. They're actually very lightweight, mostly hollow on the inside, with a honeycomb-like structure that helps to support them. They're also what's known as a heritage species, meaning they weren't originally bred for any agricultural purpose. Instead, they were bred as a symbol of wealth. The more you had on a herd, the wealthier you were considered.
Oh, there.
Now, on the
It's
left,
right
those
there
are some
now.
African painted dogs.
Can do it.
They get the name from the ink blot-like colorations that cover their coats.
Yes.
They're also extremely social mammals, coming
I don't
together in
say that-
groups as large as 30.
Don't you move.
A bit farther back there, also on the left, is an antelope species, darker brown coat,
I missed
known
it.
as the sable antelope.
Oh, cool.
They serve as the
Don't
symbol
put us
around the
down.
reserve.
Oh.
And a bit closer to us, the Maasai giraffe, one of a few from the looks of it out and around the next few corners. Now, Maasai giraffe, they're born at 6 feet tall. They'll reach 18 to 20 feet when fully grown. They also have that 18-inch prehensile tongue that allows them to reach even farther up into the trees
Yeah,
and
them
strip
are.
the leaves
No,
off
it's
the branches.
Mufasa.
Now, both here on the right-hand side and up ahead, as we make our way out toward the hills of the savannah, are two halves of a wildebeest herd. They're wildebeest, they are one of the largest congregating species in the world, second only to us humans. They'll congregate in groups of up to 1,000, and 1.5 million wildebeest will migrate across Africa each and every year.
You see that little giraffe?
Yeah, that's a baby and it's already 6 feet.
Now, there are going to be a number more of Maasai giraffe out this way, including alongside the Maasai giraffe,
Zebra.
the rest of the wildebeest herd, and some Hartman's mountain zebra.
Mountain zebra is so
Now, the Hartman's mountain zebra is one of 3 different distinct species of zebra found throughout the world. We can actually tell them apart pretty easily from the other 2 species, the Grant's and the Grevy zebra, for a small bit of loose skin you may be able to see as we pull up at the base of their neck. This bit of loose skin is known as a dewlap, helps them regulate their body temperature out here. And while they are the only zebra species to have one, they do share the trait with a few other grazing species. The Ankole cattle is one of them. The common eland is another. Now, I can even tell individual zebra apart based entirely on their coats, as each pattern is unique to the individual, a lot like a human fingerprint. Behind them, a little ways up over the crest of the hill, you may be able to catch a glimpse of some springbok moving out that way, just behind some of the tall grass. They're one of the top 10 fastest land animals in the world, reaching speeds between 52 and 60 miles an hour. And of course, both
Up
here on the
next to
right
the truck.
and up ahead on the left are the Maasai giraffe. Now, one of my favorite facts about them is that they only sleep for 30 minutes in a single day. This is done
Giraffes
in
do?
5-minute increments throughout the day,
Yeah.
and usually done while both standing up and with their eyes open.
They must
So you
be
can very
mamas.
rarely tell a Maasai giraffe is even
Do
sleeping. at all.
everything.
They don't like to get eaten.
The secret stash.
Oh,
It's like, oh, we just eat this.
Now, another very interesting fact about giraffe in general, the full population of them, is that they have one of the highest blood pressures of any land mammal in the world. They need to in order to get blood all the way up to their head and back down. Because of this, though, their heart is 2 feet long and weighs 25 pounds.
and that's why they can only drink water for 25 seconds, or they die.
He probably knows all these facts. Oh, shoot. You need to be like zoom.
Now, up and around those 6 feet corners, we are making our way a little bit farther out to the red clay pits. As we do, you're going to want to keep a sharp eye off to the right-hand side up in the hills here, just past the watering hole, as African elephants have been known to make their way out this way.
Good. Elephant.
Now, elephants in general, they're known as pachyderms. Translates from Greek to mean thick-skinned. African elephants, their skin can reach about 1 inch thick in some areas. However, it's still very sensitive, leading them to cover themselves in layers of mud, dirt, and dust as a way to protect their skin from sunburns and bug bites. On the left, a little ways past some of the trees there, sitting on some of the rocks, are some mandrills. A few more in the back
Oh,
rock
it's
wall there.
following us. The small
Mandrills are the largest monkeys in the world.
Yeah, I
Now,
got
they're also extremely nomadic in nature. They have pockets on the insides of their cheeks that help them for when they're traveling, and that's to store a full stomach's worth of extra
elephants
food
up
there.
here. Is she asleep? Where's the lines? Said there'd be lines.
Now, up ahead on either side of the truck, we are passing through the red clay pits. You'll be able to see the walls of it on either side. If you see any scratch or scrape marks out of the sides of the walls, like the ones coming up here on the right-hand side, those are where elephants have taken their tusks in and scraped out portions of the red clay and eaten it as a way to gain minerals and vitamins they would normally have in their daily diets.
elephant.
Now, a full-grown African elephant, like the one here on the left-hand side, in addition to eating the red clay for the minerals and vitamins, is also going to need to eat anywhere between 3 and 7% of their body weight in a day in order to maintain a healthy diet and weight. For a full-grown African elephant, this can mean a couple 100 pounds of food per day.
will be a line here. Look up there. They will be a line here. Yeah, look up there. Says line.
Yeah, there's lion.
But they're probably gonna be in different enclosure. There's the Tupac. Ducks. Flamingos.
Now these are greater flamingo. They are the largest species of flamingo, as well as the lightest in the coloration. Now they do get the coloration mainly from their diet,
Told
which
ya.
includes algae and small microorganisms that they will filter out of the water around them using a special plate on the inside upper curve of their beaks.
Told you, Mom. Told you I'm smart.
Oh, pretty. Okay, that cute little bird with things
Yeah.
right beside you.
I didn't know it was him until you said it. Where's the line?
Now, headed a little bit farther into the savannah, they're on the left-hand side. That's Kobe. Kobe's are collections of rocks of
Rhinos.
that is a mud wallow. It's often a good indication of rhino, like the white rhino there on the right-hand side. Now, the white rhino weighs 5,000 pounds, can charge at 35 miles an hour. They get the name white rhino from the Afrikaans word wit, which means wide, not white, in relation to the shape of their lips, which are wide and flat.
Did you see that?
They tend to be on the more social side of the rhino family, coming together in smaller family units. Up on these hills here to the left-hand side, there are some cheetah. It's going to be lying down just to the left of the
Cheetahs.
trees there in the center of this first hill. Looks like
Oh,
there
I
may
see
be
it.
one moving around a little bit farther up ahead on that
cheetahs.
second.
Cheetahs.
And they are the fastest land animals in the world, reaching speeds of 60 miles an hour in just about 3 seconds. While moving at full speed, they will use their tails a lot like a rudder, allowing them to make extremely sharp and precise turns without losing their balance or footing, and all maintaining a large portion of their speed and momentum.
Right.
Up and around the next corner here, also on the left, is a structure known as Kobe. Kobe's are these collections of rocks that jut out from the
Can you
savannah,
sit down
and many
so I
animals,
can
like
actually
the
film?
African lion up
Sit
toward the
down
very
there
front of
so
the
I can
Kobe there,
actually film.
they will use these structures as a way to survey the savannah up and above a lot of the dense vegetation.
Yes, you can. Just
Now, there's a lioness here. There's also another one over your left-hand shoulder back in between the spires there. And we are going to be circling all the way around the Kobe to see the other side of it here in a moment.
Oh.
She can spin. She won't stay.
Now, lions are social hunters. This means they'll hunt in larger groups. They also have a number of unique vocalizations, like chuffs and roars, that can be up to 5 miles across an open savanna like this.
No, Mama, when I do, there's this big old pole gets in the way.
This one on this side of the Kobe, right here toward the edge, that is a male. You can tell it's a male from the slightly longer fur around the head and neck. It's a young male though, as that fur hasn't started to lengthen or darken into a full-grown mane just yet.
You're dumb here.
Now here on the right, little ways next to the trees there in the center of the field, alongside another look at the white rhino, is a shaggier coated antelope species known as the water buck. As their name suggests, they hang around larger bodies of water for most of their lives. Because of this, they're one of the few antelope species that don't migrate. Just before we leave the savanna bed, down on the ground here, the right hand side, a little ways off that small dirt road, is a clutch of ostrich eggs. Ostrich nest community, laying all their eggs in a single nest together under a government hen's protection. The eggs themselves weigh 3 pounds each, and a full-grown human could stand on top of a single ostrich egg and it wouldn't break.
The chains that keeps those animals from coming over here and vice versa.
Goats. They're goats on the truck.
Now, headed away from the savannah, we are passing by one of the warden's posts here. We can see some Nigerian dwarf goats there on the left. They're a smaller species of deer goat found in West Africa, and that is as big as they'll get. They're often brought into fields and pastures as a way to clear out a lot of the weedy undergrowth many other grazing species won't or can't eat. Now, we have seen quite a few different animals out on the reserve today. Many of them, though, are critically endangered. Here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we hope to protect the animals and their environments for future generations. Anyone can help with protecting animals and their environments worldwide, as small actions every day can have big changes on the natural world around us. Something as simple as recycling, or even just learning about the animals, and being able to spread awareness for these animals later on can have a huge impact